Welcome back to Ship Happens. Today we're working in the fuel tank room.
A lot of people actually get that confused when we say fuel tank room, because our fuel tanks are in the engine room. But this was the old fuel tank room.
Yes.
When she was in her original configuration.
Yep.
So this is where we are today.
So we're basically replacing these beams, but to replace these beams we're going to replace this section here as well. May as well while we're here. So it's going to be quite a lot of opening up, quite a lot of head scratching, so let's get taking it apart.
Why aren't we doing the deck?
Oh. Right, so we're basically fiberglass, 100% waterproof up to this point here now. But what we need to do is continue with the fiberglass. We could put another meter in, no massive advantage. But to fiberglass the rest of it, we need to replace all of the fronts of the wheelhouse because we know it's very, very poorly. But to do that, we've got to start at one end or the other. And to start at one end, we need to go around here. So we need to start about here. But this here is directly above the fuel tank room. So we need to replace the deck here. So we can bring this wheelhouse round and then we can make it all nice and watertight.
That is a very small space to work, so I'm going to leave Simon to start on that, and I'm going to have an illuminating day. My plan is to get the wiring fitted and get some lights in the bow area. So the light in here for now is just going to be temporary. When I say temporary, it'll probably be here for a few years, but what we're going to do is just going to keep it very, very simple. Wires down the side, junction boxes, leading to a waterproof switch. So yeah, let's start running some wires. So for the wire, we're not using fancy dancy expensive tinned cable because it is temporary lighting and it shouldn't see any salt water. So this is basically just normal 2-core cable from Screwfix. Little clips to clip it up to the ceiling with. Chock blocks, junction boxes. Easy. The simpler you can keep like an electrical system, the better. And as I say, because this is only temporary, we're keeping it very, very simple. Pull test.
Where's the big switch on?
Not ready for Blackpool illuminations just yet.
Gonna get a celebrity to come out and turn them on.
So today's video is sponsored by Excise, again, because we absolutely love these wallets. And what I also love about these wallets is the trackability of them. So the Excise tracker, which is available for Android and Apple, literally tells you everything that you need to know.
The amount of times I've left Sarinda and got all the way home and realised I've left my wallets in the wheelhouse. But now, before I even get to the car, I have an alert on my phone to tell me to go back and get my wallet.
So the tracker is also rechargeable. So you charge it up and it lasts up to 6 months.
So you can even use the Excise tracker for other things. You can put it on your drone. So when you fly it, and if you lose it, then you can go and find it. You can use it for, you can put it on your other boat or something like that. You could hide it away somewhere. No one would suspect that as a little tracker, would they?
Head over to their website, and if you use our code SHIPHAPPENS, you will get an additional discount on top of any web sale discounts. So I'll drop a link in the description.
Right, so we're going to remove all these trims and stuff like that. We're going to start cutting the deck, and then we're going to cut the deck almost into the engine room, and then we can, nice big space, and hopefully I can do a lot of work from downstairs. So let's get this trim off. So these here are engine control cables. So basically the gearbox and the engine speed. So we don't really want to touch these, so what we're going to do is just cut this old beam and get it out. That's no good, is it? The original beams are just basically screwed sort of straight into the end grain, so I think we can do a better job than that. Right, so we now need to get this beam out here. As you can see, here's our original plywood deck, so this is the deck that we're replacing, so we may as well take this off as well because it's not doing much, is it, because it's sagged. So I think what I'll do, I'm going to start cutting along here because this plywood on the outside is poorly. As you can see there. Starting to move. So it's a bit weird when you're like cutting your boat up. This is actually quite a stressful part. Wheelhouse is definitely not held on that well. There's loads of props everywhere, wedges, nothing actually physically holding it on. No screws, nothing, just sort of like being pushed up. And we're floating as well. Good job I've got no wind. Right, so I've cleared out now under here because we need to get our new beam in here, don't we? So hence all the clearing out. But what we need to do now is change the end of this beam because it was obviously rotten, but we've obviously cut it here to allow for the beam shelf to come in. So that's my next job, I think, is to change the end of this beam. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to scarf it maybe down that way. No, I'm going to scarf it that way. Scarf it down there, I'll put a new beam in, it's going to be fixed in. Whew, yeah, and then we need to get, ideally today, is to get a new beaming across there, and I'll be happy then.
Okay, so all the wiring's in, all to the junction boxes, so all of the old run and done that electric thing. So what we're up to now is I've got all the wires for the lights going down here. So we need to put in, now this is all temporary, don't forget, this isn't like final fix electrics, and they're not going to look that ugly and raw when the boat's all nice. But what we're going to put in now is a fuse box. The reason we're putting in a fuse box is because the supply wire that we've got coming in, it's not ours, it's an old one. We're not sure where it comes from.
We know it comes from the fuse box.
It comes from a fuse box, but we thought as a temporary extra precaution, we're going to add our own fuse box in line. And then we're going to obviously put a light switch on it. Next job, let's get that done.
So I've cut my scarf in here now, just trying to get this off there now, gently. Get some chisels, I think.
So nearly wired all the fuse box in, the sockets on. Nearly time for the big switch on. Right, I think we need a fuse.
Can you remember which switch it is? Well, it should work now. Go try it.
Ready?
Go on. Hey! Yay! Well done.
Hold on, let's switch that off.
Well done, Jim.
We got lightish.
It's not the brightest.
Takes after me.
But knows the captain.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's light
No, it's a good
outside.
spread of light, you know.
Yeah.
But you can always add more on now, can't you?
Yeah.
Easy peasy.
Easy peasy with me junction boxes and me chock blocks. There we go, that's a job ticked off anyway. At least when it does start getting dark really early of a night, we can see.
It's quite cosy actually. It illuminates the beams. Sort of.
And the good thing is when you stood here, you can't see all the wires.
Yeah, for me you can't see the wires. Until you get to there.
Cool, job done.
Right, so we now need to make a new beam end now, don't we? To go all the way down, touch that piece there. Give that a quick play in now.
I think it needs it.
What? Just little mini BMX bikes on there, couldn't we?
Yeah.
About there, I think. Right, what we need now is a beam going from across here to across here. So I brought some oak over. So we're going to put like a notch in this, then we'll put a notch in the end of the oak, then I'll tie that to that, and then we're going to notch out these planks here, and that's going to land in there. So that's where we're going to get it to for now, before we start fitting all this. Well, we're going to at least get this cut out, and then we can fit this, then we can start messing with the oak. Right, so I've cut the notch out on this side, and I've also cut the notch out of the boards here, so I can oversail and it'll also land on the boards, not just the new beam. So I've also notched out this side here, so then that'll hit our new beam in there. So it'll land on two lots of double diagonal, our new ones on the inside, and these outside ones, and we can then bolt it to that one. Alright, so what we need to do now is glue this piece in. So we're going to epoxy this one in. Oodles of West. some thickener in it. So we always stick some tape on it so we don't stick our fingers in it, so we always end up touching it. And then once the glue goes off, it peels off quite nice, the tape, so. Right, so what we need to do now is the actual beam, is that what it's called? Don't know, the longitudinal part of the beam anyway, so. Alright, let's move on to that. Right, so I've taken some measurements, so let's go and cut this out. I've just been informed by a Gemma, my makeup smudged.
Beautiful. So I haven't been lazy. I keep forgetting to like film stuff. So
She forgets she does YouTube.
I just get like engrossed in what I'm doing. So I've just made the packers ready to go behind the beam shelf when we're at that point there. So they're all outside in paint. So I've been doing productive stuff even though you haven't seen me.
Yeah. I just made 3 or 4 brews today. Quite impressive.
4, I know.
Yeah, it must be 4.
You haven't made one?
No, I've been busy. I've been like, I need to get this back together before I go home tonight.
Come on then.
Right, let's see if this fits. There we go.
It's like the moment of truth, isn't it?
Well, it's got to come back out again. But, pesky boys. Oh no. It's hitting there. Try and get mine down first.
Do you want a big hammer?
We've got to get it back out, haven't we?
Well, it looks like it fits.
Yeah, big hammer. It'll come back out, won't it? If we go in with hammer, it'll come back out with hammer. Here's my joke one. We're snagging there, aren't we?
Yeah, just. But when you go down, then that'll be fine. There you go. Cleared it. Oh, you're snagging it on
Yeah, I saw that one.
in there.
Okay.
Your wood's too big, dear.
Away.
Hold on. Oh yeah, yeah. It should go in now.
I don't know. Right. Lever. Yeah. Sounds like Jem's wallet, that, doesn't it? So I'm now calculating, because we're going to be putting notches in this beam as an improvement on the last one. So our new deck beams can land in and we can notch it and epoxy it, put a screw in it. Should carry the weight a lot better. Even though the only beams are only that big, aren't they?
So originally the beams just had this is the one bit that we're replacing on the other side. But basically they were just butted straight to it. And probably screwed that way. So definitely going to improve on that. It's a pain that post being there, isn't it?
Somebody remove this post.
I find it offensive.
Yeah. Right, it's all rounded off, sanded up. Gemma's done a beautiful job. Right, time to get the glue out. The West system, weirdly, I've got me t-shirt. Went to the boat show the other day, saw West and said, I want some more t-shirts off you, please.
Maybe if they do some not in white, because Simon gets them dirty quite quick.
That's what they're for, innit? Good, really good work t-shirts these. What is that?
2. There you go.
3.
I can only count to 3. I'll do it, won't I?
1, 2, 3. I've got one already.
Oh, thank you.
Lollipop stick. Minus the lollipop.
Oh, my dominoes keep falling over outside. It's a bit windy.
You're not masking it?
You just told me not to. Simon said, we're not masking it, just go for it. We'll clean it up. Well, who will clean it up?
Don't know. We got like a little fairy on this boat which comes around and just sort of like tied his glue up and stuff.
Just tidies
Well, I'm just like,
everything up behind you.
I'll send it. It's fine. Nothing down here as well. Oh yeah.
So these beams are all probably just going to get painted, aren't they? They're not like...
Oh, 100% they're going to get painted.
Yeah.
Okay, you have a white fuel tank room, haven't you?
Not a fuel tank room anymore.
It is, it's a tank room, isn't it?
Well, yeah, but you confuse people.
Well, hopefully...
It's not always going to be my laundry room.
Hopefully there's some clarity in it. Oh, Gemma's room then.
It's going to be the laundry room.
Still the tank room, isn't it?
So I hope this fits, because after the first test we didn't do a second test.
Well, we've got an even heavier hammer than the other hammer, so it will fit. We've done some adjustments. It's actually quite nice oak, isn't it? Yeah. We never really finished oak properly because it's usually, well, this is going to get painted, but it just always gets painted, but it's quite nice.
I could varnish this one up.
No. It's an option.
I'm not going all the way to the end because it sticks out in the other room, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So we got a top tip from West at the boat show. If you pump your epoxy and it comes out and it's a bit cloudy, It's because it's cold, so basically your epoxy is crystallised. So to get rid of that, warm it up a little bit. So if you can try and keep it between 15 and 20 degrees, you know, like in the winter when it's cold, then it won't crystallise. So always make sure your epoxy resin is clear.
Better keep them inside, haven't we?
Yep.
Been working around this because these are the control cables for the engine, but we don't really want to disconnect them either end, or either end. So we will put this side in first, didn't we?
Yeah. Oh, you get epoxy all the way to be in there.
It's fine. They go out.
Okay, so you need to come to that way.
What?
That way.
Forward?
Yeah. Okay. Forward a little bit more. There you go.
Right, it's time for some deck beams now from here to here. So first we'll make a template and then we'll transfer that measurement over. There is 10mm difference between the fore and aft. The aft one is slightly longer by about 10mm. So right, we'll start with that one, then we can always shorten it down then if we make a mistake, can't we? Right, that fits okay for the template, so we can make that, and then we can do the fine tuning on the proper one. So here's our piece that we made in the previous episode. So we've got a curve or camber on the top, and we left the bottom flat. Because it's such a short span, it doesn't really matter whether the bottom's flat or cambered. As long as the top's cambered, that's all that matters. If it's wonking, we'll be in the post because I can't get it right to it.
You look like a poster boy. Oh, you need to cut the web frame.
I've already marked it. I just didn't want to commit to it. And also I need to round off the in here to the router. But yeah, a few little skims here and there. Right, it's close, but no cigar yet. But we'll leave it like that, and we'll get the other one in, and then we can make sure they both go down the same then. It's a bit easy to work on too. So I've just measured this template. It's about 5mm too big, so we're going to take 5mm off it.
Boat fairy again, cleaning up behind them.
So the boat fairy's just been. Not finished making mess yet. Well, it's on the fine tuning now. This one wants about 2mm coming off it. It should be close then. Right, I'll put the straight edge across that now and we'll see how it lands. Right, so we're on that beam there, and that beam there, that beam there, and that beam there. So we can now fit them. Right, who would like to hear a really funny story about a man who put his beam on upside down?
You're messing.
Well, I kind of walked out there, and you know everything has to look right. And then if you look down this here, there's a bit of a curve to the bottom of it. I was like, what the devil's going on there? So, luckily I was just about to start fitting these and get the glue out. Another luckily, we made 4 the other day, didn't we? So we made some for the port side, made some for the starboard side, so I can very quickly just copy all my angles and stuff like that and throw it on the other one, but then man, is what it is. Such a short beam, you can't really tell unless you like properly look at it.
So that happens when it gets late in the day, doesn't it? You just start making really stupid mistakes.
Yeah, but if you look at it like...
There's not much to it, is there, at all?
So when you turn that one upside down, you can like... But we know, don't we? Right, start again. Okay.
That's definitely the right way.
Yeah.
You haven't just...
Copied it again. Wouldn't be the first time we've probably done that. Yeah. And you can see it's like a little curve. GoPro will not pick that up.
No.
But right, let's cut this one.
Take 2. That looks better.
Yeah, try straight as edge. I mean, it's better than the last one actually. Right, let's get some glue out and we'll fit these. How many pumps did you do?
3. I can only count to 3.
Oh, okay. So we normally polyurethane these. And we actually had a question about that. I think it's off one of our patrons, which I don't think I answered, but I don't know why. That's why. How come we sometimes polyurethane and sometimes don't?
Don't know.
I think it's more of what we've got to hand. I think polyurethane's a lot more flexible. But on such a short length like this, we're already gluing this in with epoxy, like the wood to the wood.
Yeah.
So,
But
we'll
also,
epoxy this one for now.
because this is larch that we're using and not oak, I want a bit more protection on the end grains.
Yeah, good point.
Sink it all in.
So we can always think of an excuse, can't we? Human beings, aren't we?
Thickened epoxy now. Fill in all Simon's expansion gaps.
Nothing wrong with my expansion gaps.
Yep. Take it this with the back on.
Yeah, go on. You got to finish for the final time. I've spent all day making them wrong, then making them right again. Beautiful. Oh yes. Good job.
Look at all that oozage. Better move that just in case it falls on your head. That you walk into it and you're stuck here for life. Right, so the next job is to fit the packers that I've made behind the beam shelf. Now I'm cheating slightly on this. So above the windows, obviously the frames are cut there, and we usually put the tops of the frames in. They don't really do anything, but it just continues the theme. So I've cheated and thought, what's the point of putting a bit of frame in to then put packers in between? Why not just put packers all the way behind it, because they're doing the exact same job as the little bits and tops of the frames. So See, like here, where you've got your frames and your packers. The bits of wood's doing the exact same job, so I thought instead of getting frame material, making frames, then put the packers in the middle, just make big packers. You will never know.
It'll be fine, because this is like, the bow's quite posh, looks shiny. This is all going to be panelled. No one's ever going to see it. It's got to serve a purpose, be strong and survive, hasn't it?
So obviously in the middle bit, it's going to have two frames going up because they need replacing.
Yeah.
But we're above the windows, pointless.
It's basically just where they've cut the windows out, so it doesn't matter.
Right, so let's get the pre-made packers in.
Bit too thin, that. Half a scoop more. Slow. Right. 30mm. Slow. Stop. 2mm. Stop. 1mm. 1mm. Okay. So half tap, okay. Another half tap, another half tap, half tap, one more. Yeah, okay, that's good.
The water's just started coming in.
We missed the ball today, we got it yesterday.
So today the tide is 9.6 metres. So good tide. Get the epoxy fairy to clean that up. All clean.
Right, time to fit these fantastically shaped pieces that Gemma's made. So there's an angle that way and there's an angle that way. But as we get to this part of the boat, the angles almost square up. It's actually 1 degree, is that correct, Gem?
No, it was 0.7.
0.7 of a degree of an angle, so hopefully when we get to the engine room it all goes straight. Right, a little bit of glow.
Does anybody know what the boat is on Simon's t-shirt? Answers in the comments.
And zoom in. We've got a flat chest in it.
I think I'm going to get rid of those screws.
Yeah, sort of slightly annoying.
I keep catching me huzzy on them as well.
Put in your collection, in your copper tin.
So I was going to remove all the nails sticking out the sides, but one claw hammer we've got. Fell overboard. Okay. I haven't got much swing space, does he? Like. This is the thing about this drone. You take it off from your hands, but it doesn't come back close enough to get it. Oh, I can just stay there in a minute. Stupid thing.
Maybe get it over my head to like waft me.
Maybe I need to like set it off from inside the boat so it comes back closer.
Yeah.
So now I've got to try and connect it to my phone, and that's not working now.
Yeah. Is it coming back to the same spot? So it's stopped about a foot away, hasn't it?
Can you reach that now? Don't trust it now.
These things are a liability. But this one's actually cheap compared to the other ones, so.
Just typical, innit? You couldn't open the app to get it back.
Right, I think we're ready for a deck board now.
Epoxy fest.
Well, we're going to see if the deck board fits first. So having a discussion with Gemma off camera then. What we're going to do is we're only going to go to about here with the deck board. I can hear you at home saying, why don't you go all the way? It's a very good question, very hard to explain maybe. But if we land on top of the beam with two boards like that, screw it, very nice, brilliant if it's a shed, isn't it? Or something like that, that's not very dynamic. So if we have a force going that way, brilliant, so then they'll push against each other. But if we have a force pulling away, it could technically split this beam, couldn't it? So if we have the join in the middle, then we use some more 18mm plywood, then to go underneath, then we glue and screw that together, then that'll become one then, won't it? So like it'll have a really good sort of grab on itself, won't it?
Every time we want to glue and screw something together, now can we call it sglue?
Glue it together. Yeah, well that makes, yeah, it's like saves a lot of time, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the plan. So we're going to use basically a 4-foot board lands us here. It's more economical as well with the board. Save the planet.
And we've only got one little bit painted as well. So the offcut we're going to use is that one.
Okay, on board. Which way should we go? That way, I think. Well, how much overhang have you got?
20, 15 mil, 20 mil.
Bit of goop on it, eh, Jim?
Yeah, as we all know, this boat is built with 60% West epoxy.
18 ton of epoxy. It's worth going the extra mile though, isn't it? Because you don't know in the future, could spring a leak. In fact, it's going to leak in it at some point. But it should hopefully slow the rot down a bit.
As long as it lasts another 40 years.
Yeah, that's all you've got left, isn't it?
Yeah, it'll be someone else's problem by then. I'll be dead. It would have well killed me off by then.
So just find me a footing. Yeah, there we go. And so I'll pass it to you on the end one. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. That's brilliant, that, right. So I put a reference mark earlier to where the beam is. So. Well, you wouldn't have done that, would you, when we first got the boat? It's quite good, that. There's a lot going on in such a small area, I've noticed.
I wasn't even pointing at your head then, I was pointing up there. God.
Hello! So, there's a lot.
Just carry on. People know we're crap at filming.
So there's a lot going on here in this small area, isn't there?
Yes, there is. And it actually feels solid. It's so nice to just like look where we are. We're by the first door.
Yeah.
And then you look up there and it's all done.
Yeah.
Feels like we're actually achieving something, doesn't it, recently?
Yeah.
So
It's getting there.
it's nice. Every time you put a new bit of deck on, it's like, yes, you know, it takes a lot of work to get one sheet of deck on with everything that you've got to do to the hull. But you put a sheet of deck on, you're like, yes.
I mean, you can play a tune on it, you know? It's that taut.
So we still need to get watertight, and what is not watertight now is, you can't see there because it's a big sheet.
It's this.
It's a big hole.
But we had to basically get the deck done before we could start bringing this. So next time
we're cutting the front off.
Is this, definitely. And we're not sure what we're going to find under there. We've got a load of plywood on board to sort of fix this, but we don't know how bad the damage is. It might not be that bad. Or might. Hopefully all we have to do is take the ply off and put new ply on it. What's the chance of that, Jim? Slim to none.
I was going to say that. It never goes straight forward for us. So come back next week where we will be cutting the front off the wheelhouse. Thank you all so much for watching, and thank you to all of our Patreon, Coffee supporters and YouTube monthly members, because without you guys, this wouldn't be possible. But also not without but also without providing any financial support. You can help us just by watching the videos, pressing the like button and the subscribe button.
And tell your friends.
Tell you, yeah, if everyone is watching, got one other person to watch.
Depends how many friends they've got, I suppose, doesn't it?
Yeah, but everyone knows one person. So if you know someone who would like the channel, give us a recommendation to them. And we will see you all next week when we're going to be... we're going to lift off the front.
Yeah.
You can't say she's going topless because topless
It's like taking a bra off, isn't it?
Come back next week.